Welcome. Good evening, everybody. It is Sunday evening, and I just want to welcome you guys all to the point, episode 5 with your host King J and Queen D, and your favorite host King J.
What's going on? What's going on, Queen D?
I am kind of trying to dial down a little bit. I had a little 5 minute session with myself, trying to get myself together. It's
Okay.
been so hot out here,
Yes,
and
yes,
um,
yes.
and I've been running around with baby girl, so she didn't have me in the heat. I'm halfway. I'm
I know
halfway
that.
melted.
Okay, okay. That's the style, or you're sweating so much it got your hair dripping.
It's that girl activator. I'm just
Okay, I can dig it. So yeah, you guys, welcome, as she said, to another great show. Or to the point tonight, we got another great show lined up for you guys. Bear with us. As you guys notice, you didn't see an intro video. We are working with some different engineers tonight, but we are a team. We are a movement. So bear with us tonight through this show. We're gonna do what we do best. Get to these topics, get straight to the point, keep it raw and uncut. The last 3 shows, we touched bases on love, and now I'm Queen D over here feeling like the love doctor.
that love. Look, I don't know too much about it. I'm just listening to the street and what the Facebook say. I don't know nothing about it.
Man, D, they got us stuck on love.
I know. And
Ah,
it's a whole bunch of, you got the fake love, you got the real love, you got the
hmm
pretend love, you got all the come up love. It's a lot going on in these streets, Jay. A lot.
yeah, I can dig it.
But
Well,
like he said, we did touch on the pursuit of love last week. We talked about a whole bunch of things last week, in which I really enjoyed. It was some hot, responses, some hot comments. But this time we're going to dive into self-love and loving yourself and being healthy and what healthy love means and examining yourself before you can look for that potential suitor. So get in all your bags, either packed or unpacked, so you can know what you're working with in the pursuit of actually finding someone else. So it kind of looks like we started a little bit backwards, but now we're going to look back at self and kind of see what's going on there.
okay. So you got to kind of like treat love like a survival bag. You got to get your bag ready,
Mm-hmm.
get it packed up. Have your matches and your lighters and everything you're gonna need in place.
Yeah, because you know that what's that the show I'm Naked and Afraid, when
uh,
they get you that little survival kit. Everybody ain't got the same thing in their bag. However, those are those two people, and they unpack the thing together and make it work. So
they're
I
right.
guess that's a good analogy. So we're gonna see what we can do with what
Okay,
we have.
okay. Okay, well, let's unbundle, what we left off last week, pick back up this week, and let's get this ball on the road.
Let's go. So
Let's
when we're
get it.
talking about self-love and examining yourself, when we're looking for a certain people or people to begin that journey with, the first thing we do have to look at is, hey, what do I have? What am I bringing to the table? What don't I have? What do I need? And they often say the law of attraction is, you kind of, put out there, what you get back is what you put out there. So if you're putting this frequency out and the frequency isn't as pleasant as you would like, that means look at self. So whatever
Yeah.
you're putting out there, you got to try to change yourself so you can put something better out there. Because as we always talk about, I'm PK kid, and I do believe that words have power. So if you speak it out there, it definitely will come. So if that energy isn't on the point, to the point, then you might get some jagged edge. you might get something, not to, you like it, not something that
Right,
you might get something you can play with, that's for sure.
right.
But
But
as far as, the real stuff,
okay. Now that's your opinion, right?
that is my opinion, and that is my love fact.
Okay. Because I was about to ask you in the beginning, like you go, because I know last week and last week before last, y'all been targeting me and targeting the men and see what we say, how we feel, getting our perspectives of love and all that good
But
stuff. So
didn't no ladies target men out here. We just put y'all on the stage where y'all seem to want to be.
okay. So with me, I would say, I would agree with a lot of what you said with self-love, kind of setting those boundaries for yourself, first, knowing what it is that's good for you. I think
Right.
self-love goes back to what's good for you. Um, and so what works for each other. I think I say that each and every week when we on this type of love zone topic, like what works for each other. But self-love is not what worked for her versus what worked for you, or you're taking one for the team, or you just doing it for your significant other. Then that would be a sign of abuse, versus you loving yourself and standing on your boundaries and what you stand for. So I agree with a lot of what you said, Queen D.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that that happened today. Look,
Well, I agree with you a lot now.
go. Okay, you
Just
do. You do. You do.
I think we agree, but it's okay to agree to disagree.
But
Kind of.
that's the good thing of having a diverse mindset, because even though we agree on a lot of topics, we may not agree on everything. So I think that's kind of what the panel needs. If we can
Yes,
come to
I agree.
some sort of median in regards to what things should look like, or how we feel about this from your
Right.
perspective and from my perspective, hopefully we'll come to an agreement on some things. But the thing is not that we always agree. It's about getting it out there, and some of our viewers may not agree with me, and I'm okay with that. But
Well,
definitely, if
I
you're
think they
not,
agree with you pretty most, D. They don't want you jumping through the screen. So they I think they stay on the right page with
look,
you.
I'm too big
The
to be
viewers
jumping,
seem
and
to like Queen D for some reason.
look, I'm too big to be jumping. I definitely can't fit through this screen. So look, it's a wrap.
The viewers like Queen D. And so do we have any hot topics coming from our group, coming from our platforms?
You know what?
Anything that the people kind of, touching bases on, running your inbox down?
And run my inbox down. Look, I need to delete that whole thing altogether. But I'm going to be completely honest with you in regards to those hot topics. We don't always get to them all, but since this is raw and uncut, we're just going to play it off the rip. So there was a few comments that just off the top of my head that I saw, and it goes in regards to the energy that we put out there. If we're saying there's two individuals could have a perception of a certain situation, and based on the mindset, the responses are different. And so what they're saying is that if the things you say, the things that my spouse says, I hear it and I sit with it and I don't make a debacle. But when he repeats the same thing to me, it's an issue. And I said, well, love, that means that he can't dish out his own medicine. Because if all you did was repeat what he said and he has a problem with it, he might need to change that little dropper and see how he's administering this conversation to you. So when we talk about certain things that, from a male spectrum that he can do, but it's not okay for her to do. If you're doing everything in all fairness and she's repeating your action, what's the issue?
Okay, let me try to better understand that. So for instance, say he stay out and then she decide to stay out. Is that perspective?
Well, it is from that perspective, but not that exact situation. So I'm just give you a little rundown. There was an argument between a spouse and her, and I don't even think they were married. And I'm not going to say any names, but he repeated something. He stated something, and she did the same exact statement back to him, and he didn't like the response. But it was initially his statement.
Okay, like as if
So
I would say to that particular topic, if what's good for the gander is good for the goose and vice versa. We're gonna leave it like that, raw and uncut. And so for whoever that is, I'm gonna say to you again, like I said, what's good for the gander is good for the goose and vice versa. That's one thing we gotta stop. We gotta stop. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. You know what I mean? Like that right
that's
there.
exactly what it was.
you know, that right there gotta kind of go, because that's not gonna work. You know, that's not gonna work for the both of y'all. It's gonna be tit for tat. It's gonna be it becomes, it leads up to just a bunch of games, and that's how somebody end up getting hurt.
Right, right,
You know, I can do it, but you can't, and then you did it, I'm gonna do it.
right.
You know, somebody got to try to kind of cut that ties of, you know, this is what I'm not going to accept. This is what I'm not going to allow. I don't deserve this, and kind of cut those ties, you know. So that's, and as I always say when we on these type of topics, that, you know, it takes time. You know, it takes time. You know, like we said in the beginning of the show, that survival bag. What you're putting in your bag. What are you putting in your bag? Are you putting things in your bag that's gonna hurt you? Are you putting some things in your bag that's going down the line help you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like a wound. You have some band-aids in that bag. You might have some needle and thread in that bag. And the hurt part is going to be poking yourself and stitching it up. But the good part is that you had what it take in that bag to heal you. So meaning there's going to be some good and there's going to be some bad, but it can't be no hurting each other and saying things to hurt each other or affect each other. I don't think that's love. I think that's just survivalship.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And the next one would be, we get into our, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna use myself as an example because I don't want to be
Oh Lord.
on blast.
Oh, y'all put the seatbelts on, strap down tight. If you got helmets, put your helmet on.
Oh, that's how you gonna do me.
Put
But
your helmet on if you got helmet, people.
no, no.
Ooh, Queen D. This
As an
is something.
example, don't do it, Jay.
Okay, come on with it, D. Come on with it, D. Come on with it, D.
So, in regards to relationships, and
I'ma listen. I ain't gonna look. I'm just gonna
what
listen.
would be, listen. You have you have women that are out there. You have good, honorable women, respectable women
Mhm.
that are looking for a mate, a soulmate, a partner.
Okay.
And sometimes they want to intertwine business, because if you trust that man and you know that he has your back, then why wouldn't you do business with him? I get it. But
Yeah.
you have women that are giving wife status, wife treatment to boyfriends. And that ain't cool.
Oh, you asking me what I think about it?
I mean, of course, I think that you, I mean, what man
I,
wants the second best? But what I'm saying is that you have a lot of women, and a lot of women and men, you know, guys giving the girl husband treatment. And I understand, you know, trying to be compatible, looking to see what works, and all of these things. I understand that some of these things, when we say wife treatment, that's like second nature to us. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And those are just things, not just saying that, hey, I'm gonna, you know, treat this man like crap, or I'm gonna treat him like this. But some of us as women, we do go in automatically 100%, and that person may not be on that same level. He may
I,
not, but then
I,
initially he still gets that. Yeah, I'm a girlfriend. I'm gonna do girlfriend things. Like when we're in a certain level of relationship, you can't be asking me for no money because that's a wife thing. Rubber feet, that's a wife thing. I mean, there's a limit. There's a
I
limit.
think that my opinion.
Hold on, Jay. And when we're talking about relationships, just like we get on this job, you know, you got that 90-day probation. You can't do this, you can't do that. Your benefits don't kick in until a certain period. That's what it needs to be when we dating. Some of these benefits should not be kicking in off the rip. And
Well,
they,
yeah, that goes off of who you are. You know what I mean? To know these things is better for you. You know, if you know these things, or if you, a grown person, say, I'm not gonna do this until this. So it's like this. It's like a car. I gotta like that car. Oh man, I really want that charger. Man, I gotta test drive this. I might drive that charger and be like, they sit up too high for me. You know, I don't really want that no more. And it's the same thing with a relationship. You know, you have to, again, it goes back to taking time. You know what I mean? That's the person that's seeing in somebody what that somebody don't see in them. That's when you find yourself going over and beyond. You're willing to jump a hurdle, run a mile, swim across the ocean, and come back and put a meal on the table for somebody that hell don't even know how to swim, don't even know how to cook. So this is somebody that we have to find those and seek those qualifications from the jump. And that's when you're not caught up into, oh, she sure is fine. But on the other side of that dress, you don't see that. Oh, that's a woman with a cabinet full of Roman noodles. You don't see that. You don't see on the other side of that handsome face, that nice swag, that he can't even change your tie.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be sitting there with you waiting on AAA. You'll be up under the hood talking about it needs some oil, and he don't know. You know, because a lot of women have been there. Your car break down, you got a man with you, and another man got to come and ask you, is everything okay? It's like that. You know, so I think going back to the bottom line and answering that question is that we have to have those guidelines. That's why we have to take that time. Everybody want to jump on a date. Everybody want to jump and go out. Everybody want to go for the lively things. But and to be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest. I think a lot of us is nowadays most women would focus on, I got to get myself together, or I got to build my business, versus I need to make sure I'm finding the right husband I can grow with. You know, because when a woman get to a certain age, I'm gonna be honest, she might look up and get somebody that's gonna come along and marry her. But a man, a fruitful man, expect a fruitful man. You know, he want him a nice, pretty thing. Now, you got some people that go into school together, high school, and they was in school together, and he happened to make it, or she happened to make it, and they rocked it out. That's kind of like, dang, what she see in him,
Mm-hmm.
or what he see in her. They kind of rocked it out and say, and most women have the mindset the way, hey, I gotta find me a man that got it. In reality, this is reality. You would never amount to that woman that he dealt with or was with when he didn't have nothing. So while you looking for that man that can do this and do that for you, at the end of the day, you know, you just fit the lifestyle. You know what I mean? Find that man or that woman. No, he might not have the best car. He may not be in the best house, but he can talk. He understanding. He got good book sense. The man might got some good business sense. Mm-hmm. Hell, he know how to plant a garden.
Mm-hmm.
She know how to sew. You know, find those things, and I think that's what we don't look at no more. We don't look at that no more. You know what I mean? We don't look at those things. We don't look at those qualities to where we can grow. We looking at what the next person already coming with. Mm-hmm. Rather he looking at what she got, or she looking at what he got. And I think that's when you find yourself doing more for. That's when that same woman, every time you get taxes, you're gonna get him a pack and he gonna get on. He gonna get on. He gonna get on.
What's the
he
pack?
Ain't gonna get on.
What's the pack?
He ain't gonna never get on.
But what is the pack? I don't understand what you're saying.
I mean, you know what I mean. It's like, you know, a man saying, like me, this my pack.
Uh-huh.
If you physically see me as a man out here footing the pavement and say, look, baby, I get $1,000 and $1,000 gonna make me $15,000. Mm-hmm. Get the pack.
Gotcha.
Don't go for no hope and a wish. You gotta see this emotion. Mm-hmm. Well, if you can make that kind of money, you got some pack. Hell yeah, I got a shitload of it right there. Right. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's gotta be like people invest in what's investable. Mm-hmm. Stop going in on a hope and a wish.
Right.
Does that answer?
No,
I can go on and on.
it does. No, it does answer the question. It just ties into the fact that when you do a self examination of all of the things that you either have or you don't have, and you're looking for another spouse to fit that puzzle piece, it may not, always be it. Now, what I'm saying, is fit the
I'm
puzzle.
gonna say this, Queen D, before I leave this. Forget about what you want or what they got, and seek what it is you need.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna hold that thought, y'all. King D, she got something else. I see her mind running. We're gonna take a brief commercial break. We're gonna pay the bills, and we're gonna come right back with some of these hot topics and getting straight to the point.
They always talking this, but all they talk is cap. So I'ma tell these motherfuckers, run tell that. SS, J nigga, yeah.
Jay, you better bang on.
I'ma stay out the way just to stack up. Them haters gon' hate, tell them back up. I never fell off, I just fell back. You wanna tell something, run tell that. Run tell that, run tell that. You wanna tell something, run tell that. Run tell that, run tell that. You wanna tell something, run tell that.
Run and tell that, since y'all telling everything else.
Right.
Run Tell That is a hot show that's viewed right here on Plus TV network. To the Point is one of the many shows that is viewed on Plus TV network. Y'all make sure y'all hit the link, hit the subscribe, and there's entertainment all throughout the week on this network. So definitely tune in. Now, what was that, Queen D?
I was just saying to the fact of being able to just understand who you are as a person, what you have, what you don't have, qualities about yourself. The first person, and there's a lot of, and I'm going to jump away really quick, but there's a lot of things that we know about ourselves that we stuff down up in there. There's a lot of things that we know. And then you meet someone and you talk and you have engagements or whatever it may be. And there may be trigger situations or trigger words that make you, get all that stuff up there. And then that's to the point to where, hey, I did notice that about myself. But now that you know, what are you going to do? Now you have to change those things. If it does not yield a fruitful future for you, if it does not pave the way for you to do better, not even just in a relationship, but as in yourself, anything that comes to mind that sets you back, it's not something you need to deal with.
Yes, let me say this, Queen D.
What's that?
Some of us love strong, Some of us, as I said a few shows back, some of us haven't been really taught nothing. Whether it's what you had, what you was taught, or what you was given in life. And some of us, all of our morals came off of just love. You got so many women and so many men that can say, like, I'm not who I am no more. I don't love like I used to love, or I don't open up to people like I used to. Because there's so many times of opening up, you got to protect your heart again. You're holding your heart. Just as much as I open my arm, I'm holding my heart. I'm hurt again. And I'm going to say this to the viewers. Sometimes the man or woman that ain't your type, and I've said this before and I'm going to stand on it. Sometimes the one that ain't your type are the kind that you really don't even like. It's the ones that's going to possibly come in your life, treat you right, and change your life. What for him, it might be the Queen D. It might be meant for you to have you a man that's 5'4" with a big stomach and a bald head. But see, Queen D, you ain't gonna give him a chance.
But how you figure?
I know you ain't.
Yeah, how you figure?
You got little dude come up to you. Look, Queen D, you get out your car, you at the gas station. You at the gas station. Hey, baby. You turn around, D. You got a little fucker standing there, 5'3". He 5'3", with $55 million in the bank. You hear me? 5'3", listen, 5'3" with a big stomach
You figure just cause
and a bald head.
no,
Queen D, you gonna be like, can I pump that gas for you? You gonna say, nah, I'm good.
you a lie.
But you
You a lie.
get you a big tall chocolate man, 5'2". You look back, brother, just coming out the gym, nice and cut up, handsome by the face. You know, you might say, sure. You know, because we stereotype, and even me.
Okay,
If I had a certain woman come up to me,
look,
if she had
I don't know what you tripping on, but don't peg me that
I
shallow.
ain't gonna peg you, but let me get to the men too. Same thing with men. That same one that you, oh man, she bad. She probably ain't even studying you. But that old ugly girl over there been loving you since junior high. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta be a little ugly girl, though.
I'm just saying though, but sometimes, like me now, I'm in the point of my life. I don't got my ugly shades on no more. I took my ugly shades off. Fat shades, ugly shades. I don't care if it's a midget. If that little midget make me feel good,
the midget's hot right now. You better cool it down.
Hey, that little midget make me feel good. That's what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for somebody that can stimulate my mind.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
we might get you a little hook up on another one, but this ain't one of them. But
what I'm saying is that what we all that's as a whole is, you know what I'm saying, we can't stereotype. We got to, you know, it goes back to, you know, the one that you might not like or the one that may not be your type could be the one. So sometimes it's what we're looking for. Let me just say this and get to the next topic. Sometimes it's what we're looking for. You keep going for that guy, he got some, you know, they going through the clothes he wear. The look, he probably just been so busy getting some money, he ain't had time to go get a haircut. You know, so we stereotyping. This man might own the car lot, but he's driving in one of the Hondas that he got on his car lot getting fixed. That man in that Honda is not going to get the same attention. I don't care what nobody say. A man, let me tell you something. A man will accept a man will accept the woman with nothing before a woman accept the man with nothing.
Mm-hmm. And that brings me back to, and I'm not going to say that I've been in this exact situation, but what was brought to my attention, I was thinking about, like, geez, he's right. So you get women, and we, you know, sometimes, and I'm gonna say we because I'm included. You know, that's my sister, whether her mind ain't right or not. It's still my sister, so I'm
my sister.
So we women will get with the man, and you understand that he may have a little hustle, some hustle. Now, it doesn't matter to me that whether he has a job on paper, but if he know how to hustle and get that money, that's a whole nother thing. So I'm down with that. I'm a rock with that. But you have a lot of women that say, oh, he at the house, he ain't doing nothing. I've been taking care of him for years, woo, woo, woo. But then you get men that have been doing this same exact thing, but you don't hear them say nothing. And I'm like, well, wow. I'm like, well, that's kind of right. You don't see men get on the book, or, you know, I have not seen it, maybe because I don't have a circle, but my line a little different. But I don't see those type of men that are on my page that would say, hey, I've been helping my wife do X, Y, and Z. She's spending all my money. She ain't cooking. You don't get, because initially there are, I'm just going to cut that whole thing. There's no such thing of domestic roles for women or domestic roles for men. Nowadays in 2023, we do what we can when we can do it, and we partner up and get it done. That's right. Just how it is. Men wear aprons too, and all these other things. But collectively, again, if we look at self, dive into self and what healthy self want, opposed to what the body needs and what the eye see, and don't pack me as shallow, because I get with a bald head and a big belly in a minute. Let him pump my gas and be talking to me nice. He all
That's
in.
Right. Yeah, feed your soul, not your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, they look good, but a lot of them real pretty though. I see a lot of real pretty men, and that's just really not cute. It's not cute at all. So, fella, some of y'all kind of got knocked that shit off. But the eyebrows and plumped up lips, that's not what y'all supposed to be doing.
What you say? Eyebrows and what?
Plumped up lips. It ain't supposed to be doing. They ass out here bigger than mine. I'm like, where the hell he went to?
Damn. Mm,
But
mm, mm.
I'm just saying there's a certain role we have to play,
I
and
agree.
that is not always in the woman's lane or in the man's lane. We meet where we meet, whether it's 60-40 or 30 70-30. We meet where we meet. But for one, just check your glass, make sure your glass has what it needs to have in it. And if you see a fella that he might fill your cup up, then go ahead. He may not be the looker, but he may not fit your eyes, but he fits your heart. And
That's right.
that's the big difference. So
That's right. Stop looking at what each other got or where each other at. And because it's like this, a person that got it don't care what you got when they love you or when they care about you. Or a person that got their own don't really care about nobody else's. But people do want to have somebody next to them that, God forbid, they fall, somebody can hold them up. So I'm not saying that that person don't got to have nothing, or that but find some type of balance. You know what I'm saying? Balance. And let me say this: the happiest people in the world don't have everything, but they appreciate everything that they have.
yeah.
And that's what's going to get you to that next life with you or your significant other. Can be in the projects today, but if y'all work together, y'all can be moving up out of that thing into a house next year because y'all working together.
Right.
Y'all, and teamwork make the dream work. And I think we have lost that. Our parents and y'all grandparents made pennies on a dollar. I mean, they still made end weeks, and some of us still living off that same penny off the dollar inheritance. So, got to be pure, got to be real, man, and cut the BS. You know what I mean? Cut the BS with each other.
This whole millennium thing, keep it real, keep it a buck, keep it a beam, keep it a I think oftentimes I just read through things and dissect things because I reading all this different stuff, and you have to use a certain type of mindset to be able to interpret some of this stuff. But nowadays I think that people speak things that they've heard, not quite that they understand, or experiences that someone else has been through. But in regard to all of this unity and being solid and being 100 and being this and being all that don't nobody know nothing about that. It sounds good to say because that means you're reliable.
Well, people know.
Great to say, but as far as being 100 and keeping it a beam and a buck, y'all don't really like that. Y'all like them lies that keep your mouth
And
quiet.
I agree, and I think that's vice versa. B. That's
like all that.
That's a lot of what's going on. I think on men, and right, not what I like, but just what's going on in the universe, and from what I see from other people, and there's some experiences that I've had myself that I can see that a lot of it goes off of just not keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Like being not happy or being, where you at. You know what I'm saying? You're not being yourself because you don't want a person to know where you at. But a person that's really for you and a person really rocking with you want to get you over where you at, get you over whatever situation that you're in. I think it's too much. It's a lot of faking out here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say for the men or just the women. I think on both halves, men and women got to cut the BS.
And you have a multitude, because I don't, you call me if I'm loving on you and that's my man. I need to hear from you. I need a text. I need to call. Send me a star.
And most women ain't gonna want to hear this, but most women open their hearts up. See, like this. And one thing a woman got to do. You that woman that's constantly complaining and talking about how bad men is and men ain't shit and ain't no good man out here. No, because you that's what you qualify for. Let me say this. I can say a lot, but hold on. That's what you qualify for. But that's because that's what you opened up to. That's what you opened up to. That, like I said, our first show, when a man first approach a woman and y'all start talking and it's on you. You gave him some pussy. It's on you. You let him come up in it's on you. You let him come up in your house and not pay no. That's your fault. So stop telling the world how you effed up. Stop telling the world everything that you felt that you was eligible and you qualified. You signed up for that. Did nobody make you go be with this man? And now Sheila got another boyfriend. There goes Sheila again. Man, I'm tired of these men. I'm gonna find me a woman.
Wait,
maybe like you said, going back to self-love, take some accountability.
yeah.
You know, because I had a certain trait of women that I attracted in my life because at that time I lived that certain type of life. So that's all the type of women I attracted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, stop getting a needy woman when you stop being a needy. And when you stop being a needy, you won't get no needy.
Okay, so I'll be
That's
you okay?
just bottom. That's to the point.
Okay, but you okay? I just want you to check your temperature. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but I'm saying like that's
No,
what people don't want to hear. That's what they don't want to hear.
I get
And then you set yourself up for Johnny, Joe, Mike, and Tim that broke your heart. Those are the doors and the legs that you decide to open.
you know what, Jake? You know what? I think everything is even though it feels good, it doesn't mean it's supposed to be forever. And I think sometimes we get said there's the dating phase. You know, the dating phase could last a long time, but some people are either a liability asset or even a lesson. But sometimes when those lessons are learned, when you get that exam in class and you've aced it, now you let it go. I'm not saying I'm saying retain the information, but the test has been passed. Some of these individuals are in your life to teach you something about yourself. And when you do not learn that lesson, it comes around again and again and again until you learn it. But sometimes we have to learn to let go of those lessons because everything, just because it's good, it feels good. We want to hold on to what feels good. We don't want to let it go. But sometimes loving people means letting go. That means you go and flourish the best way you can. Whatever my purpose was in your life, whatever your purpose was in my life, we completed that purpose and now we can part ways. But it takes a certain mindset to understand that, love does hurt. Love is honest. Your real love is honest and it will hurt you. But through these lessons, you got to toughen up. But then at the same time, I do understand having to learn these lessons all the time. That means you're not receiving it here. You're receiving it here. And women by nature, we communicate from the heart of how we feel about things. And ordinarily, it's not how we feel. Men are more logical thinkers, so it has to make sense for them for it to hit here. But women by nature, we want to cuddle, we want to do this, we want to do that. But sometimes you got to hit him the same way he hit
you. Men and women want that. I think men and women.
I know that they do, but the point being is that in order for us to get exactly what we're looking for, we need to be honest with self, and that's how that starts off. If whoever I'm looking for, he doesn't have to be from the same background as me. He doesn't. I mean, I honestly, everybody would want a common ground, things that you can relate to. But I don't want an individual that's my partner that I can't learn anything from.
That's right.
Because we're supposed to be an addition or extension to each other. I don't want to know it all. I need somebody, or not, I need somebody. You would want somebody to be able to add to you. You know, and so whatever those disadvantages are, that's where that honesty comes in at. But you never know what that next person suffers from to where they can kind of help you get through your stuff. So, I mean, honesty helps. And the worst person to lie to is your damn self.
That's right.
You start believing your own lie, you in bad shape.
That's right.
You in bad shape. Seriously.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Like me, I hold myself accountable. If I was into something and it didn't just quite work out, I would say most situations I've been in, I can honestly say myself that if I would have done this differently, then this could have been differently. I really would sometimes, I say for myself, being set in certain ways or expecting a certain thing could put you in a place to where you could possibly lose something good for you as well, because you set in your ways or you used to doing this. So just being willing to adjust, give and take all the way around the board, I think that makes a big
yeah.
difference.
I believe when people feel each other heart to heart, really, It has nothing to do with anything sexual. It has nothing to do with the way that you look. But when you meet somebody that's compatible to your heart,
Yes.
they will bring you out of your comfort zone,
That's
and
right.
you may not be too, eager about it, but then you'll find yourself enjoying things that you've never enjoyed before.
Exactly.
So if
Exactly.
she get you up out your comfort zone, then she may be a little tough cookie. So
Yeah,
you
because it might
imagine,
be that woman that said, "How on the weekend? I don't cook on the weekend." But I mean, it's just different stuff that, like you said, getting out of your. I can give different scenarios, but getting out your comfort zone, I think, is a good point. You said getting out your comfort zone,
yeah.
and you know, being honest, brutally honest. And like
Okay,
I
just
said
don't
that.
use the P word again. Just don't use that word again. But you could be honest. Go ahead.
Yeah, be honest for sure. Definitely be honest, and don't be afraid to don't hide where you at and where you stand in life, because only and that's true. Like what I mean, and it's sad. Like there's many um you it's sad they even got shows like this to where it physically shows that. I was watching this show and I watched one little skit and I just kept watching it, like how the man walked up and he had on his McDonald's shirt and he was really being really nice to this lady,
Hmm.
and he do this different stuff to where he was really being nice to this lady, and she was a nice looking lady and she looked at him like, oh, you ain't, and men get that. You know what I mean? Some men get that. Like, whatever. But that man hit that alarm on that car, beep, beep, and was getting up in that nice, foreign whip. And she was like, the whole person and it's like that. And if you think if you go out there in the world, that's actually how it is. You can't find your Mr. Right because you're turning your nose up to everything that ain't that, but to everything that won't work mean you no good.
Right, right. That's true. That's
You
very
turning your
true.
nose up to everything, but what don't mean you no good.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's vice versa with men and women. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? She might not, like and so I've got that too. Like, I don't think love determines, like, it don't come with in
Mm-mm.
a form, in an image.
Mhm.
Um, and that's a hard pill to swallow, you know.
I kind of think, and I'm gonna just dive into Honey real quick because Honey asked a question. She says, as a woman gets older, her chances of finding a valuable mate decreases.
Absolutely. I said that early. Absolutely. And that's why I said our women nowadays, see, our wives then, so they were looking for the man. Oh, that's a
Jay,
strong man
Jay,
right
1 second though. But does that tie into the fact of something else that you said that women want to solidify their financial state first before pursuing that, before pursuing a valuable mate? That could tie into that.
No, all that ties to selfishness. You know what I mean? What I
What
mean,
do
it's
you
sad
mean
to say is a lot of our women is
if
being
you
taught
have I
selfishness,
believe
and they and they
and
and
I'm just going to shoot my little opinion out there. I'm not saying that it's fact, but it's opinion. I remember in a mindset when I had my first son, and you would think, oh, being cute and dressing up the baby, you learn with your baby and all that. No, that's not that was the adolescent mindset, and that was me at that point. But anybody with common sense, you would want to have some type of, a leap in regards to wanting to have kids at a certain age so that these pitfalls that you fell into, you can prevent your child from going in that direction. Now, in regards to I believe that there's a step, and you solidify self, you solidify your financial state, then there's where that your career comes in. You're financially stable, you're mentally competent, you can take care of yourself in your home.
what do
Therefore, you can find
what?
a mate. I'm not saying that he has to match you in
Mm-hmm.
any sort of way, but it's a peace and a comfort to know that you have your everything together. So when you do find that mate, and whether it's good and great and all these things, you can share that life with him. And now, if somehow he trips out, if he were to go, I'm still good. And in the back of my mind, as much as women, we want to love and we want to be open, there's that 1% that there's a chance that you might get, right.
I'm gonna say this. I had a woman say, I was talking to a woman, and very attractive woman. Let me say this, and I was like to this woman, basically like as words like you don't need a man, want a man, woo woo woo. And she was like, no, she want the man that's gonna come into her life and lead her. And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't understand quite what she was saying, but to break it down, she made it clear to me like there are a lot of, like I said, not going back to the roots. We don't have that no more. To where she said, Winnie was Winnie Mandela. She said, he told her to come on. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna live in this little apartment. He said, that they didn't have really much or nothing. A lot of great men. She said, so I understood what she meant. She want that man that's gonna come in her life and instruct her and direct her to where he need her to be in his life. You know what I mean? And that's going back to these great men. And a lot of these women don't know these great men, a lot of them didn't have no more than the sense that their wife of believing in them.
Yeah.
They ain't had no money. They had a dream, but they ain't had no money. They had the support from their significant other, which kept them going and gassed them. You got to find somebody that's going to be that fuel to your fire. And y'all might not have the same, but the finance balance might be, but it can be a hell of a tone. So I think, again, go back to when we sitting at a dinner table, we don't talk about like accomplishment. We don't talk about like how we can make something work. You know what I mean? Like we don't talk about that. We talk about the stuff that lead us to the bedroom. And then after that, you're slimming down on things to talk about. You slim it like the queen said in the comments. She said, as an older woman get a man, I'm gonna be honest with you, they last a lot longer. You get a woman with herself together, she might look at him because he look older and gray hair and feel in her mind that he's little more stable in the mind. But that can go all over the place. Yeah.
So Jay, we're rolling up on 47 minutes here in a few seconds. So it sounds like it sounds like you're not done. So
I ain't done.
But we do have to go. So
I'm not done, but
okay,
we definitely got to go.
Okay. So however we want to play this, we can do a continuance if you'd like, or we can switch over. So however you want to close it out, please do.
Yeah, what we're going to do, you guys, we may just bring this back because this little topic is getting hot. We kept breaking down the fundamentals of love and a little debating along the way. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in with us tonight. I'll definitely be dropping the replays. As I say, each and every show, don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Just be your best and keep going until you start showing. With that being said, we out to the point.